Hey guys, Nandini here with a brand new video for you. Today I'm going to show you how to spice up a plain black purse with some felt and the beautiful 3D dyes by Altenew. I will also show you a trick for coloring your felt with acrylic paints. So let's get started. I have this plain purse here. It's a basic black purse, like a small clutch, and I just find it too simple. So what I'm planning to do is use these two dyes, the 3D floral dyes by Altenew, and some different shades of felt uh, to create some flowers and leaves that I can put on this. I have one sample that I've already created. So this is basically the fantasy floral dye, and what I'm going to teach you is how I created this sort of a splattered background, which is pretty easy to do. So I have yellow, orange, and a dark pink felt. Unfortunately, these were the only shades of felt which I found in the market. Uh, I will also show you how you can change the color of the felt which you have. I also have a collection of acrylic paints here which I'll be using to color the felt. So let's get started. Let's start with coloring the yellow felt first. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any green felt, but which is okay. Yellow and green mix well together. So now I have two shades of green here, and what I'm going to do is just take a little bit on my craft mat. So now I'm going to spray the second piece with water. And then just mop up the paint with it. The felt is slightly resistant to water, so what I'm going to do is I'm really going to work the paint inside it. So basically this is ink smooshing with your felt and acrylic paints. Let's just put some more green color on this. Now I'll let this dry. While a green felt is drying, let's get started with the yellow. Now I have a red and an orange paint here, and of course my yellow felt, some water and a brush. I'm going to put the felt inside this little cardboard box because I don't want to get splatters all over. And then I'll just take out the orange paint. I'll just put some water in it. And then just start splattering. There's some simple rules to be followed when you're using splattering techniques. One is just remember that the size of the splatters depends on the how thin you make the paint. So it is basically ruled by the consistency of the paint. I'm going to just lightly spritz this with water, just so that the paint diffuses a little bit. As soon as you put the water, you'll see that the paint starts spreading out a little more. Now I'll take the pink. Now what I'm going to do is take out a little more orange paint in one of the other wells, because I want to have a darker shade of orange. And I will just add a touch of black to it. Just putting the excess paint back because I don't need so much black and I hate to waste paint. Just be very careful when you're adding black to any paint. Make sure that you add it very gradually, because it's very easy for the color to become too dark. So I wash my brush thoroughly and I'm then going to just take a little bit of the tip of my brush and mix it. Now I'm also going to add a little bit of red to it. Again, when you're mixing red in any color, be careful because it can overpower the base color very quickly. I'll just add a few splatters of this color, which is like a burnt orange actually, a darker orange. And then this yellow splattering is complete. Now I'll just leave this to dry. It will not take very long because we haven't used much water in it. And while that is drying, we can start on our orange. Now when I tested the orange, I realized that the chalk paint that I'm using is a lighter shade of it, but since chalk paints are opaque, that lighter shade was showing very beautifully on the orange base. So I decided to keep it as it is. Now on this I won't be spritzing any water, because if I put any water on it, the paint will just disappear into the felt. So instead I will just put my orange chalk paint, and I'll put a few splatters of this dark orange, and then I'll add a little bit of the pinkish red. If you don't have a whole lot of acrylic paints at hand, always try to mix colors. You can get a lot of variety by just mixing 2 or 3 colors together. Just be sure that you test them before you actually apply them on your project, so that you know that you're going to be happy with the results. And then my orange is done. Now I'll allow this to dry. I can always come back and add more splatters in case I want after I finish it. And now finally for the red, add some splatters with the orange first. Then I'll move on to the dark orange. And finally I will darken this color by adding a little bit of black to it, so that it becomes like a maroonish shade. One thing I discovered is when you're doing splattering on felt, don't put too much water because otherwise the color gets absorbed into the felt and you don't see anything of the splatters on the surface. So you need to keep your paint a little bit thicker than what you would do on paper. And there, our pink felt is also ready. Now I'll leave all these pieces to dry completely. And once they are dried, I will die cut them and then we can come back and start assembling our flowers. I've finished die cutting all of my pieces. These are the different flowers and I've arranged them into sets so that it is easy for me to figure out which dye belongs to which flower. I've also used these two dyes from the Dodec Star die set and I have cut these larger motifs and these. This is out of craft foam, black craft foam, and what I want to do is I want to take my purse and create a texture on this before I start assembling, putting the flowers on it. So let's start with that. I will just move these flowers out of the way. Putting these foam dyes on the purse is very simple. I'm going to take each of the die cuts and use a good strong multi-purpose glue and just put tiny dots of glue behind the die. I'm not too bothered by the glue which is showing because this glue dries clear and it's a matte glue. So once it is dry, it is not going to show. Also, we're going to put the felt flowers on it, so most of it will get masked. So here I'll leave this to dry now. Whatever is sticking out, I will trim it later. Let's start assembling the flowers now. I've already piled them up into little piles. The leaves I'll put aside because these are mostly one layer. Now for the base layer, I've cut two identical shapes because what I found was that this felt is slightly see-through. So when I put it on the black surface, the dark color actually shows through. So I thought it'll make more sense to double it up. So I'll just put some glue on the back of this. This is a Rose Flurries die set and these flowers are really easy to assemble. The only thing you have to remember and take care of is that each of these flowers have a lot of tiny pieces. So when you're storing them, just be very careful because otherwise the pieces tend to get mixed up and also you might lose a piece or two very easily. Each flower has 4 layers So there are like limitless possibilities as far as color combinations go. If you want to get more out of your 3D dies, I would definitely recommend the 3D dies class on Altenew Academy. I recently took it and I found it very, very useful. And there, that's our first flower complete. I'll just set this aside to dry and continue with rest of them. One thing that I learned while working on this project is that if you want to use your felt with the more intricate dies, you have to use the artificial felt because it's almost like paper. It cuts very cleanly through your die cutting machine. If you use regular felt, the wool felt, that is much softer and more fibrous, so that is not going to give you very clean cuts. So the best option for die cutting, especially with intricate dies or like for using them with your 3D dies, is use the art felt. That is also available in a lot of really bright shades, or you can buy a big length of a light a cream or a white felt and then just color it the way I've done it with mine. You can also use the multimedia inks for coloring. That is another option. Or of course acrylic paints always work. So this is the second flower. If you're using liquid glue with your felt like I am, please remember that after you apply it, don't press the felt pieces together too much because there is water content in your liquid glue, and if you press it too much, the glue will simply go into the felt, penetrate inside, and then it won't stick. So the best option is to just lightly tap it and then leave it to dry so that it forms the adhesive bond. Now this is the same flower as this, and this is actually the part which was left over after I cut the orange felt, but I thought it looked very pretty and went very well with this flower. So what I'm going to do is just stick it on this. So you don't actually have to stick to the exact shapes which are given in the guide. Just look at how the piece looks and then you can create your own flowers out of it, which is part of the fun of the 3D dies. This is again a tiny bit which is left out of the pink layer. So I'll just put a dot of glue here and stick that. And there, all our flowers are ready now. These I've just cut, these are simple ones, one layer tiny flowers. So I'll keep them like that. And then I have a whole lot of leaves. These leaves are from the Fantasy Florals die set, and these are from the Rose Claries set. So it's very easy, you'll see it's very easy to mix and match these die sets. So now I'll just wait for everything to dry and then we can go and assemble the designs on the purse. Now our purse is almost ready. All that is remaining as the final assembly. So I have just arranged the flowers and the leaves the way I want them. And now I will carefully remove the flowers and first stick down the leaves because they are the bottom layer. Just to be on the safe side, I've also taken a photograph of this with my phone, so that in case I'm not sure exactly where I need my flower to or leaf to be, I can just refer to that. And now first I'll just apply a little bit of glue to the back of my motifs and keep them ready. This is another trick you can use if your felt or any of your materials is not sticking. Just apply the glue and leave it to dry a little bit. Once it becomes tacky, you'll find that it sticks very quickly. So now I'll just lightly keep my main, the focus flower here. And then I'll start putting the stems and the leaves. You can also use hot glue gun to do this. That will probably go much faster, but I don't have my hot glue gun handy. So I decided to use this method. We're almost done now. I just have these tiny flowers that I'm going to add in certain places. Now our purse is all ready. I really hope you enjoyed this video tutorial and will give these techniques a try. I look forward to hearing from you. I also hope that you will consider subscribing to my channel. I hope to see you very soon. Bye.